All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Detroit Lions in today's video because the Detroit Lions just became the second team since 1933. Yep, 1933 to trail by 15 or more, throw 5 interceptions, and win the football game. Crazy. 5 interceptions from Jared Goff. The Detroit Lions are now sitting here at 8-1 for the first time since 1954. That game was insane. It really was. 4 seconds left. Jake Bates, 52-yard field goal to win the football game. 5 minutes prior to that, the dude rips a 58-yarder. 58-yard field goal to tie it at 23. I mean, this defense, Jake Bates, honestly, the offense did what they needed to do in the second half. The first half was just really bad, really dicey. But folks, despite the 5 interceptions from Jared Goff and Jameis Winston, he also threw 5 back in 2019. Detroit's defense it just was money, man. It was absolutely A+ defensive football, and it's just crazy because one of the league's best defensive player and the best defensive player for the Detroit Lions, Aiden Hutchinson's been injured for like a month now. And to make matters even, better, but that sounds kind of desperate or crappy because, Aiden Hutchinson's still injured. But the point is, Zadarius Smith didn't even play in this football game, and he'll be playing this upcoming Sunday, I have a feeling. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we are talking about the Detroit Lions. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more consistent Lions videos, check out my Lions channel. I'll pin it in the comment section. But guys, we could try and get this video to 300 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. I'm still kind of shocked by that football game. Like, it really was crazy. Detroit's defense, second half, stepped up. The offense put up 19 unanswered points, won their 7th straight football game. If the big debate regarding over halfway through the season, 10 weeks into the NFL season, the biggest debate is Detroit the best team in the NFL? Are the Lions better than Kansas City? Pretty good freaking problem to have, man. The defense held Houston to just 97 yards on 30 second half plays. They also forced 2 turnovers, shout out to Carlton Davis, and 4 punts. And the pass rush was there. It really was there. They pressured CJ Stroud 22 times. Now, keep in mind, I do have to throw this in. The Houston Texans offensive line is not the best. Not the best, but it's still a solid unit. 22 total pressures. They sacked CJ 4 total times. Aleem McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Pascal. They combined that 13 total pressures. That interior pass rush was huge. And so look, man, right before the trade deadline, I was, talking about a couple of trades the Lions could make, and I was just saying, dudes have to step up with no Aiden Hutchinson. And that's true. And then you trade for Zadarius Smith, and it just, Z's not going to be a dude who's going to get you, 10 sacks from here on out in the second half of the season. He'll probably finish the season with 10 sacks, but these are moves where it's like 2 sacks, strip, sack, fumble in the playoffs. Like, that's why you made a trade for Zadarius Smith. Speaking of the defense, Carlton Davis amongst all cornerbacks in week 10, 37 coverage snaps, 2 receptions allowed, 2 interceptions, a 9.2 passer rating allowed. It feels great. Man, Brian Branch is quickly ascending as one of the best, I was going to say young kids in the NFL. He's ascending as one of the best secondary players in the NFL, and he's only halfway through his sophomore campaign. Jack Campbell, fellow sophomore campaign player. I mean, he's really breaking out this season, man. He really is. Aleem McNeil, we saw it last year. We knew he had the potential. We knew he had the talent. We saw it at flashes in the second half, mainly last year. Aleem McNeil turning into one of the more under-recognized defensive tackles in the National Football League. Alex Anzalone, Josh Pascal, Carlton Davis, Amik Robertson, Terrion Arnold. It's just a really good defense, and I'm just glad that they are still putting up like masterclass defensive performances even without Aiden Hutchinson. It just really is that impressive. Now, speaking of impressive, the Lions offense has been insane. And up until this game where you scored 26 points, you were like on pace to have like the 16th best scoring offense in NFL history. But a lot of people are freaking out about Jared Goff, and I want to give some takes here because I'm glad the Detroit Lions went through a game like this and still won. Right? We said like the main theme on my videos last year, and the main theme for Lions videos last year in general was, you know, it, the Lions for the last 20 years lose a lot of those games you won last year, right? The Lions 100,000% lose that game on Sunday night against Houston. And it's so cool to see these guys go through it together. And I'm glad that I don't want to say this sounds so desperate, but like I'm glad this team, I'm not glad they lost in the conference championship, but I think this group is so resilient. They're obviously so talented. They're obviously so well coached. But just to get into the playoffs, win a couple of playoff games, win the division, really shock the NFL. People thought the Lions could be good. People thought the Lions probably were going to be good because of, the 2.5 seasons ago, finishing 9-8 after being like, 1-6, 1-5 at one point. I'm just glad they went through that together as a team. Or I'm not glad. You get what I'm saying. Anyways, to win a game like this in the locker room, personal beliefs, you already had the belief system last year. Dan Campbell, honestly, probably since he got hired, but last year was the tipping point for like, all right, this is legit. But this year, I don't know. Take it from a Packers fan, man. It feels really, really special. And the Lions are 8-1, and Jared Goff just threw 5 interceptions. He'll never do that again. Jared Goff will never throw 5 interceptions another time in his entire NFL career. I guarantee you. Who's actually concerned about this? 5 interceptions? Like, what I want Detroit's offense to do, what I want Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, this Detroit Lions coaching staff to do, is figure out why it happened. That's it. I'm not worried it's going to happen again. I'm not worried Jared Goff's going to, fizzle out in big time games. He's been to a Super Bowl. He didn't play great, but that was a long time ago. He played great last season. He played great in the playoffs. If the main talking point after one of the craziest comeback victories in the fourth quarter I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes, if the biggest talking point is, yeah, we should be worried about Jared Goff's 5 interceptions, then case in point, the Detroit Lions are chilling. All right. I realize this video got a little bit off topic, kind of more of a rant and a ramble. However, I still hope you guys appreciated and enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a ton of Lions videos every single week. But guys, now that we've had a couple of days to process that crazy victory, let me know your thoughts on this Detroit Lions team through the first 10 weeks of the regular season. We'll see you in a day or two. Peace.